For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a bit of a review video on a brand new awning from Vango. So this here is the Vango Tailgate Hub. The Tailgate Hub comes in two options. You've got sort of the pole version, which I've got me today, or the inflatable. We've done our own separate sort of video for the inflatable version as well. So if you want to compare and contrast between the two, you can obviously do so via our YouTube channel or our website in the link below. So essentially the concept of it really is exactly what it says on the tin really. It's a small little hub sort of shelter that you can put on the back of your sort of your VW van or whatever you've really got for transit in my case. And it just gives you a bit more extra space. It's a bit more versatile that even though it says tailgate and it'll fit on the back as we can see here with the extra storm straps that go over the front and it's almost like a slightly narrower main body, it will also fit on the side. So there's no reason why you couldn't use this on the side of the van as well as the front. You've still got the cater on there as well, so you can actually quite happily feed that directly through your awning channel if you've got one on there as well. You've also got Velcro tabs, so you can add it to a roof rack, and you've got the straps as well, which you can again just kind of throw over the top, and also the pole and clamp kit. So all the four main methods that you would attach it to the van is still there. So there's nothing stopping you whacking it on the side as well as the front, at the back for example. And personally I feel majority of people are going to use it more of a side fitting one rather than an end, but it's nice to have that versatility. I think more people who do sort of motocross or have that sort of kind of out the back of their van sort of area to prep the bikes or anything like that works really well. Same for cycling. I think it's a great sort of area and shelter, especially like a rock and roll bed out into the back. It kind of sits in their sort of active fabric, so it's a 70 denier, sort of 3000mm waterproof rated. Nice strong fabric, new colour scheme this year with kind of the red with the red trim. I think it looks quite smart. I would say actually, to be fair, I pitched this model on my own in the best part about 10 minutes and it did pitch really, really nicely. There's a real method to it, and again, you can look at the air option if you want something that's a little bit easier. You've got fiberglass poles that cross over, and obviously it's just two that are the same way, so it doesn't make a difference which way they go. You've also got high visibility gullets as well, just to kind of give more strength and lots of toggle points. Beautiful big crystal clear windows on sort of both sides allow plenty of light into the awning, but then you've got a privacy curtain on the inside to get a level of privacy when you want to as well. What you've also got on the front panel, which you can see here, is almost like this whole sort of mesh door. So you've got a solid door like you've got there, and then you've got a full frontal double panel mesh door, and you can have it like we have here. So you have it sort of either the main door fully open or halfway open or completely closed, and the same with the mesh. So really nice, a lot of versatility. There's 4 zip pullers on there as well. So the joys, that means that you can either go from left to right or right to left with that door, or if you wanted to, kind of in the middle, have a strip and work that way. Because also you've got an extra sort of zip runners as well, what you find that if you want to create almost like a little veranda, so for argument's sake, let's undo this. You can get the extra zip pullers here and create almost like a little, you got sort of obviously hidden away so you keep the dogs in happily, but then you've got a mesh point there, so you obviously have airflow through the actual awning itself into the back of the van or the side of the van, and that works quite well. Alternatively, what I'm going to do now is open that up fully. So take that door back. Now you can either toggle it back to one side or be nice and lazy like I'm going to be and just kind of roll it up into a ball and shove in the corner. Which leaves you obviously with this nice big mesh panel. Again, the mesh panel can open up, same kind of idea as we just had a minute ago, either halfway or fully open. And again, nice and lazy, got to be in there. You've got a toggle in, toggle out ground sheet, and also you've got sort of a sort of rising lip on the side. So this part here can actually untoggle, lay flat, and then you've obviously got no sort of kind of trip hazard going inside or out of the actual awning itself. You've got 2 tunnel doors as well, so it means you don't have to go into the awning every single time you want to go to the van. So you've got a separate side door located here, and same on the other side. Now, depending on where you want to kind of position either on the back or the side of the van, Wheels makes a big use of that. It's designed to fit vans from 180 to 210, so it's on that low bracket, so pretty much anything this sort of size normally it's not a problem. But if you are fitting on the tail, in theory you could go a little bit higher on that, because you're going to go in slightly narrower in the width. So you've got a little bit more play there, but I'd probably stick to the parameters unless you want to contact us directly and we can kind of advise a bit more about that. You've got a really nice deep tunnel, so it doesn't matter if you've got kind of barn doors or like a tail lift, it would actually quite happily accommodate that. And because obviously the main body is quite tall, it doesn't matter if about the, you obviously be careful to make sure it doesn't scrape too much, but it's been tested quite thoroughly, so I understand, and it's all going to keep nice and easy. The poles, for example, we've got this pre-angled system, so these kind of joints really help to make a really spacious inside to the actual awning itself. I mean, you almost it's very boxy, so it means things furniture, and you can maximise all that internal room. So for a very small kind of narrow pitch, it's quite tall, quite spacious, and quite generous, really. The 2 side panels, as we see here, can also be kind of rolled back, and you can do it like we have with the front door. So it is essentially a glorified gazebo specifically for the van, which works like an absolute treat. Quite a small pack size as well, and like I said, pitching points, as we talked about previously, it's quite simple. But let's talk about a few more features on the inside of the tailgate hub and see what else has to offer. So now in the hub, you kind of get a bit more of an idea for the space. Like I said, it's quite a small, compact width. It's really so it fits on the back of the vans quite happily, and that's the sort of joy in many ways of it, and to be fair. So to have that versatility that you can either have it on either side of the van makes a big difference. And again, I just think it's quite a nice general space. You can put a table and chairs in here on a night and actually sort of chill out, relax inside of here. Obviously, the crystal clear windows, what we saw from the outside, actually going to give you plenty of light, and the same with the front door, if you will. The front door itself has solid panels, but at least it gives you a protection, and then you can have a visibility out. So it doesn't really matter too much if, for example, if the view is out to that way and you could use mostly that, because the doors can roll back. You can almost have it sort of side fitting on in many ways. The curtains, as we can see here, are completely blank, and they just simply toggle up into position. So, just 4 toggle points. And there we go. So yeah, nice and tight to the window itself. So no drama with putting them up and down. It just gives that extra level of sort of privacy. So you want to leave some stuff in here to obviously drive away, go to the shops, get some milk, and come back. That's where it works really nicely. As I mentioned earlier, the ground sheet is a toggle in, toggle out, but it kind of rises up, so it's sort of fixed in the 4 corners points, and then each side of the doorway you've kind of got these little points that allow it just to kind of spring up. So as we've got it here, so it gives the option to have it sort of bathtub style, or then sort of pegged down, so you've got sort of no lip at all. The side doors, as we can quite clearly see here, and there's toggle points on this point here to roll the tunnel back, so it's almost like a gazebo when it stands away. The ability of the height means you can open obviously the parts, open your doors up quite nice and easily, and access things and out from the back. And in the tunnel section doors, you can get in and out from there. And it's almost like a little baffle as well. So it means that if you're going sort of tight to the van, you can almost take in that little bit of extra gap. So it just stops the kind of wind coming in a little bit. You've got a hanging point for a lantern located in the middle as well. So again, you can floodlight directly down. And yet again, even in kind of the tunnel section, there's this little webbing taper pipe right in the top corner. And that allows you to adjust up for the height. So when you're on a low end of bracket, you can use that webbing strap to take it up a little bit more. Let's grab the camera now and have a little look inside of it, just to kind of get a bit more of a feel for the actual hub. So size-wise, it's quite compact, quite small, but that's also one of its benefits. Also, you've got the crystal clear windows either side, so when you're coming out of the van from where I am now, you can obviously get a really nice sort of look on the campsite and keep it all there. There is also a little toggle point here, which I believe is for a lantern, as per the lantern one right in the roof section. But nice sort of design. You've got a door that rolls away, which we've got sort of tight just so here. And and again, it just kind of fully shuts up as and when you need to. But I think if we look at the fit of it in general, I think it fits and looks really smart on the van. And almost with the straps, what I've kind of done is sort of just taken it down towards the front, just position it and get that tight, and then you can almost see that kind of second tier angle where it comes in there. That's really just to kind of help it and try and get it nice and tight to the van. But then you've got your webbing strap here to adjust that, to make sure that's really nice and snug. But yeah, I think it's a great fit. Looks really smart. I think price point obviously very competitive as well. But overall, I think it's a really nice shout. One thing I would say, if you want some more information on this particular product, you can go to kind of our website via the link below in our YouTube video, and it'll take you all to the information, the sizes, the pack weights, and that sort of stuff. So you've got all that information quite clearly at your hand, along with our obviously current price if need be. So, but overall, really impressive model. So it's small, compact, very sort of multi-purpose in many ways. I think, yeah, going forward from 2021 season forward, I think it's going to be a real big hit. So that's kind of our little video review on the Vango Tailgate Hub.